shit!
All right, we're recording.
Hey now.
Hey, now.
You're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
We just literally just watched a movie like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was like the quickest we've ever started a podcast right after a movie. I
Yeah,
feel
you know what?
like.
I'm getting a little tired of the intro every single time. You know, just kind of like let's just jump right into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a movie RJ and I have seen before, like a couple years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah, I'm a first timer with this one, but I would like to say that I loved it. I thought it was great. I genuinely enjoyed this movie, honestly.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats,
Yeah.
like modern greats.
Yeah. So, all right, RJ, today was your pick. What did we watch today?
It was The Wrestler, a film
A film
by
okay.
Darren Aronofsky.
All right.
I will contest that it is a film.
It is a film. It is absolutely a film for sure. Let's get that question out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a film.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, absolutely.
It's the whole thing is shot on like a handy cam.
I swear
or
it's shot on a single
handheld camera.
film, dude. Yeah,
That's what it seems like, yeah.
Yeah, they're just following him the whole time, and this is done by the same guy who did Black Swan.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, Darren Aronofsky, right? Okay.
It was right before Black Swan, too.
right before Black Swan. Oh shit. Okay. Damn, and that I think Natalie Portman won an Oscar in Black Swan.
Yeah.
I wanna say.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was like one or two Oscar winners for that one. And sad to report to anyone who doesn't know about The Wrestler, it did not win any Oscars, but it was nominated for Best Leading Actor or Best Leading Role and Best Supporting.
Then it get
Actress.
Best Song, Best Original Song.
That was a
Or is
Golden
it- that was
Globe.
a Golden Globe.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Golden Globe. Yeah, there we go.
Same thing.
Yeah, I know Mickey Rourke won a Golden Globe for like Best Lead Actor. And
As he should have.
Okay.
This is the type of acting that doesn't even feel like acting. Like it's like they like literally got a wrestler from the 80s and like had him just be himself in this
Right,
movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I feel like he is Randy the Ram.
Yeah,
He feels like a real fucking wrestler. Like
formerly
I feel
known as
like
Robin.
Like I know like the Ram isn't a real character and all. It has like dozens of other wrestlers in here. You have like the Ayatollah and stuff, but like
Yeah.
everybody in this movie feels like an actual wrestler.
I thought
really,
everyone honestly was probably like a small time wrestler somewhere.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
so
or bodybuilder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That's what I was
thinking.
I know from a couple of the matches, like a lot of the guys in the locker room, they are like indie wrestlers or some guys who later went on to be in WWE and stuff. But
oh really?
yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
as far as like the Ram. And then, yeah, the Ayatollah at the end. He was an actual wrestler.
Oh, was he? Who was he?
Yeah,
Or
he
do you
was in
know?
WCW. Like,
It wasn't
Oh,
called
okay,
Ayatollah though.
no,
Right.
yeah. Pretty much the biggest guy at the time in the movie was the guy he has like the death match with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Necro Butcher. He was an actual like death match wrestler at the time. So.
Guy with the beard.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one that
Like
stapled
light-
a $5 bill to
Yeah,
to
like
himself.
light
Okay,
tubes
yeah.
and like going through like barbed wire and like going through the panes of glass and stuff, like stupid shit like that.
Yeah, dude, that shit was hardcore, man. That was
Kind of hard to.
that's
I was
kinda crazy to
grimacing
watch.
through some of those scenes, and I know like they ham it. Like there's a lot of special effects, but I was definitely like grimacing
Yeah.
watching a lot of like the
It's live
glass.
theater, bro. Like that's what it is, you know.
Yeah,
But-
you have to think like they probably didn't have a lot of like takes to do that. They wanted to get it right the first time.
Right.
Yeah,
All the shit they're
bro,
breaking.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, and especially with like the crowd too. I'm sure like I saw on the mat it said CZW.
It was-
CZW, which
Yeah, it was
was
like-
a wrestling. It's I think it still is like a
Oh.
little indie.
Okay.
They're known for doing like the deathmatch shit. So.
Yeah, I remember it sounded like ECW. So I remember I kept thinking about that. I'm like, oh, CZW or something like that. Yeah, I just remember it sounded a lot like ECW.
Yeah, so I'm sure they. I'm assuming they probably did it at like one of their shows, like recorded the match and everything.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Yeah,
just
especially
make it
like
easier.
yeah, especially like the final match, like getting all that, like all those people there or whatever, like having all the extras.
That must have been where most of the budget went, is like those locations, because like it's like they got like school gymnasiums or something to like record in.
Yeah.
Right.
Or
Like,
rec center.
rec centers and
there's
stuff,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. Except for
A
like
lot
the
of
last one. That
cool
seemed like
venues.
to actually be like an actual like event or
Yeah, it only had a $6 million budget. So
yeah. Yeah, definitely not surprised. Also, it is 5 Fox Searchlight Pictures, which is
Right.
like their indie kind of studio or
Right.
whatever. So yeah, they're usually, I mean, they will drop millions of dollars, but it's usually not
They,
that much.
I think the way Fox Searchlight works is like a independent movie, independent director will start making a movie, then they'll start like selling it to different production studios. Like that's what they did, like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, I was about to say that's how I know like Napoleon Dynamite happened. Like they already basically made the movie, and then they were like
$2,000.
yeah, they were like shopping it around or whatever. But yeah, so
This is a great independent film. It doesn't feel like an independent movie. It's shot very professionally.
dude, I love so
acting's
I
good.
absolutely love like I guess the cinematography of the entire movie
Yeah.
because it's so raw. Like it really just does feel like someone's basically just making a documentary about Randy the Ram Robinson, but like the only thing is like he doesn't talk to the camera and the cameraman doesn't talk to him or whatever. But the way it's shot, it's very documentary style.
Yeah, with like the camera following him as he's walking.
It's almost like
yeah.
claustrophobic in some parts because it's like you can tell the camera's like stuffed in with him in the
Like when
room,
he's like in the van,
bus,
like when he's in the
or
van
the
and stuff. Like, yeah, he's like sleeping in this van or whatever. Yeah, it's so. I don't know, like I don't know if like guerrilla style is like the right term, but yeah, dude, it's just so raw, man. I absolutely love the cinematography. Like that was definitely the right way to shoot a movie like this, is to give it that documentary feel, but obviously it's not. Like
And it never relents on the hand cam. I feel like
yeah,
It
there
never
was like
gets-
one shot where it's like you see like in the basically the final scene when you get like the whole shot of the entire crowd in the ring. That's probably like the only shot where I thought like, oh, that's probably not the handheld anymore. But everything else, I swear, it just was a straight up handheld, just following Mickey Rourke around essentially.
adds a lot to the movie. Definitely,
Yeah,
kind of chaotic and yeah.
yeah, just so not like I don't know if visceral is the right word, but yeah, it's I don't know, man. It just made everything seem so much more real, I guess.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah. Which is just, yeah, dude. I fucking love this movie. This is great, man. I'm glad I finally watched it. RJ, to the fans that don't know, you are the house wrestling aficionado.
Yeah, huge
Correct?
wrestling fan.
Yeah, huge wrestling fan. How does this movie speak to you as a wrestling fan?
I mean, it's very true to the tales of a lot of old pro wrestlers. You know, they're kind of they're past their days. They're still trying to grip onto that spotlight, and
It's definitely an expiration date for a professional wrestler. Like
Right,
that shit
yeah.
beats you up.
Yeah, man.
yeah, because I think that's actually something he says at the beginning of the movie is that he's still looking to get that last like big shot with a big company or something. You know?
Yeah. I know he was really trying to keep the dream alive. Yeah, he's just like, who knows? Like he said, like, oh, you know, you don't know who's in the stands or whatever. You know, you don't know who could be watching. But damn, man. So I don't think they said it in the movie, but I was trying to figure out like how old is this character supposed to be in this?
Well, the match that he does at the very end of the movie is supposed to be the 20th anniversary of his big match with Ayatollah back in the day. So you would
Okay.
have to think at least 20 years prior, you know, if he was in his prime or something,
In the
maybe 20,
80s.
25 to 30 years old. So
The intro sequence.
So at this time, 45 to 50 years old, I would assume.
Gotcha.
Maybe a little older than that.
Yeah, because
but-
I was thinking like I don't know if it's I just think Mickey Rourke because like obviously like his whatever plastic surgeries or botched plastic surgery whatever happened to him, he just obviously looks older.
Right, yeah.
I mean, he looks like in great shape for someone who's supposed to be obviously an older character, but I thought he was supposed to be like in his 60s during this movie.
Oh yeah, he was
Probably
like
was.
he was
60s?
definitely like 55
Huh.
at least, like Mickey Rourke was. But
Yeah.
the
I guess he
character-
might have
So
been on
he's born in
steroids.
1952, and this movie came out. Would you say like
2008, 2009.
Okay, gotcha.
2008.
So like 50 something years. Yeah.
55, 56.
Yeah. Okay.
Not to take anything away from him, but he's probably like shooting it up a little bit too for this movie. And why not?
Who knows? He was in great shape, honestly. Like,
Yeah, dude. When he finally like took his shirt off, I was like, damn, okay, he's actually still kind of ripped, honestly, for a 50-something-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, as we saw, man's juicing, bro, and he did not spare no expense of those juices either. Because I remember that dude was trying to like when his friend was trying to sell him stuff, he's like, "Nah, I don't want that Chinese crap." He's like, "Give me American drugs." He's like, "That's the good shit right there."
okay, I found that Hulk Hogan claim I was talking about. So in 2012, Hulk Hogan claimed on the Howard Stern show that he was offered the lead role and that he turned it down because he felt he was not the right man to portray the character. Then Aronofsky was like, nah.
Never even talked to him.
Yeah, it was always Mickey Rourke's, apparently.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's such a weird thing to lie about. I don't know. Or maybe like someone told Hogan, like, oh, this movie's for you, you know, whatever. And I don't know.
He's a habitual liar.
Yeah, he probably watched Wrestler and like kind of maybe identified with it. It's like, that's me, bro.
That's me, brother. Why'd this guy make a movie about me?
You probably did consider suing them, like this is my life story or whatever, but not really.
I'd have to imagine there's a lot of consulting that went on with wrestlers too, because this is so true to like the actual art form.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
I just thought it was because I mean I grew up a wrestling fan, but I never got super deep into it, like knowing the ins and outs of the wrestling industry. But I love that we saw like little glimpses of it, like when you saw like all the wrestlers, in the locker room or backstage or whatever, and they're all talking about like what they're gonna do. Like it's like, all right, we're gonna like they don't exactly plan out how the match is gonna go, but they're like, I'm gonna do this move, we're gonna lead into this move, you're gonna finish off with this, whatever, pin me. And then you hear like all the wrestlers talking about what they're gonna do, and they're like, "Oh, you got legs today? Okay, we're doing neck today or whatever." And I was like, I can see this being real because you don't want like the entire show, like whatever, 8 matches, and everyone's like
working the leg,
working legs or working neck or whatever. So I can totally see them, whatever, almost like picking body parts or specialties on what they're gonna perform for that day. So yeah, seeing the ins and outs was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a very. So also another thing I noticed, you said it was like a very like real or visceral or whatever. Yeah. There's like it's like all natural lighting, or like lights from the actual building itself. It doesn't look like he has anything like set up for additional lighting. Yeah, because there's a lot of scenes where it's very dark, like when he first gets into his van after getting locked out of his trailer.
Oh right, yeah,
and it's like you can't see shit at first. You just see like the faint light coming in through the windows.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. It makes it like very real.
When they're in the locker room, it's like very like fluorescent lighting. Like, yeah. Damn, I didn't even think about that. Shit, good call, RJ. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I love that. Man, there was something I kept noticing about Mickey Rourke's character that I really liked was that everyone loved him. Like obviously all the wrestlers respected him because he's like a vet in the game, and everything. But he's like, no matter where he went, he already knew basically everyone or treated like he knows them. Like, everyone kept calling, he's either calls him Robin or Mr. What is it? Robin, what's his fucking last name?
Mr. Ramzinski
or whatever. And he's like, oh, please call me Randy. Like every single person who like called him Mr. whatever, he's like, no, please call me Randy.
Right.
So like, he's just like the friendliest guy in the world. Like everyone knows him.
Also, it's because that's something that's throughout the whole movie. He constantly doesn't want to be his real self, or like he doesn't want to be Robin. He wants to continually be that star that he was.
Yeah, he wants to be Randy. Yeah, I was surprised he just go like, call me the Ram. I was kidding. Like I'm sure we're like the fans maybe, but yeah, like I mean like when he was like at the drugstore and like Mr. whatever, like nah, call me Randy. Like every single person he's like, nah, call me Randy. And then he was friends with all the neighborhood kids, or whatever. Like he plays with them, they play with him. Like he's just like an overall good dude. Like you can see, like he really tries. I don't know. He's just a nice, good guy.
Certainly,
just like
down on his luck.
Yeah, and he's like obviously made like so many mistakes like throughout his life and everything. But
lives in his car, like works at basically like a Kroger kind of.
Yeah, he works like
grocery store,
the stock room or whatever at a grocery store because he doesn't want the public to see him, basically, just in case anyone does spot him or whatever.
Which is like, I noticed that way more about this watch of the movie is that like he has no like real life. Like he does have a real life, but it's so like horrible and mundane and awful that like he like uses his like professional like wrestling life as like a sort of like
an escape or something.
Yeah, escape or like from the real life that he lives. And it's like he almost doesn't even have a real life, like because he just kind of abandoned it, doing his wrestling, focusing on that.
I mean, all he does is literally it's like workout, wrestle. I mean, he picks up a few hours, whatever, at the store, or he's at the strip club.
Lots of strip clubs.
trying to win over the stripper with a heart of gold. I mean, we've all been there, you know.
Hey, Marisa Tomei.
Yeah, dude. Okay, let's talk about Marisa Tomei for a second, real quick. The whole thing about, I get it, right? Like, because she's almost supposed to be like the female version of him, where like she's past her prime, right? Like, no one's really paying to see her at a strip club or whatever, because no one wants to see a 40-something-year-old mom or whatever at the strip club. But I'm just like, bro. I mean, I know it's not supposed to be Marisa Tomei, but I'm like, bro, that's Marisa Tomei, dude. Like, she's overall
she still has it.
Yeah, she's overall a fox, dude. Like,
15 years after this movie, she still has it.
I swear. So I don't know if she's done like nudity before this movie, because I know, like, I remember seeing something about that she decided to do it later in her career or whatever. And I swear, dude, she did this movie and she's like, you know what? I'm in my 40s or about like whatever, about to turn 50. She's like, these might be my last good years for everyone to see this bod. I'm gonna show it to the people.
Thank God.
God bless. Yeah.
God bless. You know, she's a saint. Yeah. No, but yeah, dude. Like, when all those like young punks are like, "Nah, you're like too old for us" or whatever, and I'm like, "Wow, respect your elders first of all." You know, that's insane, dude. She's such a, I don't know, MILF, cougar, whatever you want to call her. She's a fox, dude.
I guess that culture didn't really hit yet in 2009, 2008.
Right. Yeah, they didn't have MILF Island yet.
I don't know, man. What is it? The Graduate. That she came out of
right.
like
Okay.
the 60s or the 70s, bro. Stifler's mom, dude. That was the early.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, fuck those guys, man. I mean, I get it. Like, in the strip club, you probably don't want the older chick, but if the older chick looks like Marisa Tomei and fucking just looks like that, I don't think anyone's gonna really be turning him down, honestly. That was the most unrealistic part of the movie. That's all I'm saying.
I thought it was funny. He was just like watching this like lap dance happen, just like for like a couple minutes, and then like walked in after they started insulting her. But it's like, if you're getting a lap dance with some dude, like buff, like dude is just staring at you, it's like that kind of killed the vibe.
Weren't you the ram?
Weren't you the ram?
Dude, see, in this world, if someone came up to me or like whatever, like I was like in that room and that dude came up, I was like, bro, why is Dog the bounty hunter like defending this woman, you know? But yeah, dude, I mean, fuck those guys, man. They clearly have no taste. But he really did try to kind of bite his tongue in a sense, because they were insulting her from the beginning that he got to the room, and you know, there was just one too many insults that he like let slide. He's like, no, I gotta step in and I gotta save her because this is fucked up.
You have like sleeve of wizard. When they started saying that, it's like, that's too far. It hang like sleeve of wizard.
Where's that from?
Borat.
Yeah.
I don't remember that
Hangs
part.
like, you're talking about a vagina hanging like a sleeve of a wizard.
Talking about his sister who's like the number 4 prostitute.
Yeah,
in
Kazakhstan. Yeah, okay. Damn, I don't remember the sleeve of a wizard.
Oh no, he's talking about the wife of his neighbor.
Yeah. Things in my assholes. Yeah, love him.
Yeah, but they were just insulting her. They didn't have like good lines or anything. They were just like, you fucking old bitch.
Yeah, no, I don't think there was anything clever that they said. He's just like, oh, you're old enough to be like my mom or whatever. Yeah. I would have been like, don't act like you didn't want to bang your buddy's mom at one point. Right? Yeah.
Would you graduate in 1985?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, dude. Yeah. Not great lines by any means. But that was cool. I honestly, because I knew Marisa Tomei was in the movie, but I didn't know that we saw like a little bit more of her life. So the whole, I don't know, comparison between the two characters, right? You know, we see that she's kind of tired of being a stripper, obviously. Right. Like, she's in her 40s. I mean, who the fuck knows how long she's been doing it or whatever, right? And
she's doing it to make ends meet because she has a kid, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is. I mean, right? Like, dude, it's stripping, right? Like, it's always a great way to make money, make cash, whatever. But
especially if you're her, had a body like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How could he not?
But yeah, I really did like that kind of like contrast and comparison when we see two just very overall good people who are just kind of like past their prime in their industry, but one wants to get out and the other one doesn't. Like, one wants to keep going essentially, but he's being forced out obviously for you know, medical reasons and everything. So like, it was cool. I really like that how they showed the two kind of like stories at the same time.
I feel like Maria Tomei, Maria, right? Or Marisa. Marisa Tomei actually has a real life to go back to. You know, she like has
Well,
like
she
a
has a
kid
kid,
and stuff.
right?
And,
Yeah, all
she
this
hasn't
other
ruined
stuff.
that, but
Yeah.
it's almost kind of tragic the fact that like Mickey Rourke's character doesn't have any like actual real life to go back to. Literally, all he has is wrestling, and like he realizes that at the very end, you know, and that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of sad almost.
I
like,
couldn't believe
it's
that
very
he didn't
tragic.
have like just like a friend, you know, like even if it's like another wrestler or something, like I would think he would have like a friend or like a bar buddy to hang out with, but no, he literally just hangs out at Cheeks with a Q. I remember I was like looking at the spelling, it's like CHEEQUES, and I was like, oh, that's the French spelling or something.
For cheeks, yeah.
Cheeks or
The
something.
only people that want to be around him just know him as the Ram anyway.
Yeah,
Like they
exactly.
don't really care about him as Robin that
They
much.
don't care about Robin,
He doesn't
exactly.
even care about Robin.
Yeah, exactly,
He doesn't want
'cause
Robin
why
to
would
be
he?
a person.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw he got like upset when he got his name tag and it says Robin on it. Yeah.
Which I think is kind of a cool name. You know, I feel like he could
I
rock
like Robin.
that.
Yeah, that's
it's
all
kind
right. I
of a
mean, I like
metal
Robin
vibe.
for a girl personally, but Robin's cool.
Or a superhero sidekick.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he wanted his name tag to say like Ram, the Ram.
Ram.
Like he did, but he didn't because obviously he doesn't want people to notice him. But at the same time, he's like, "That's cool though, the Ram."
I noticed that his
Or
love
Romanesque.
interest name is Pam in real
Her
life.
real name is Pam.
So
Yeah.
Pam and the
Oh,
Ram.
what was her stripper name? Like
Cassidy.
Cassidy. Okay.
Cassidy.
Okay. You know what? That does sound kind of like strippery. Never mind. Okay. Because I was thinking like, what? For some reason, I thought it was I don't know, like Cassie. What the fuck?
Chastity.
No,
Cassandra.
Chastity would have been terrible, honestly. But yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hear more like stripper names, to be honest. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
so
heard
I was like,
more.
and her real name's like Pam, and I was just like, okay, yeah, you know, I mean, obviously they never want people to know their real name, so I get it. But man,
So do you think that being a stripper is the other equivalent of being a wrestler? Because I feel like this movie kind of implies that. You know, they have a different name. They have a stage name versus their real name.
Yeah, they're both
They're both
entertainers.
performers that's like separate from their real life.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. I didn't think about that, but that's very interesting.
Right, that's the way
actually.
that they portray it in the movie for sure.
I kind of like that. Yeah, that they're both entertainers, just like on completely like different paths, though, essentially. And then, man, I just I couldn't help but think about. I was like, how long has she been stripping? Because I've been to a few strip clubs, and I don't think I ever saw like a 40-year-old something stripper, but because that definitely seems like middle of the day during a weekday. Like, is that really prime time for most 40-year-olds? Probably not. I mean, obviously, if you look like Marisa Tomei, probably, but you know, not everyone could look like Marisa Tomei. George Costanza's love of his life, if you remember that.
What, Marisa Tomei?
Yeah, remember? That's like his dream girl or whatever. And then he
Okay.
meets a girl who knows Marisa Tomei, and apparently he's her type. Like she likes short, stocky, bald men or whatever, or that are really funny. That's like verbatim her type or whatever. And,
Was she a model originally?
No, I think
Marisa
she's
always an actress.
I think she's always been an actress. Yeah.
What's her big role for the
My
viewers
Cousin
at
Vinny?
home?
She
My
won,
Cousin
she
Vinny,
won an
for sure.
Oscar for
Yep.
that. Yeah, she won an Oscar for My Cousin Vinny.
Fran Drescher is the main character in that, right?
Bro, that's Joe Pesci was the main
Pesci.
character,
And she plays like the New Jersey like.
she's his wife
Marisa
or his
Tomei.
girlfriend, like
Yeah.
fiance. She's his
Okay.
fiance in the movie. Yeah. That
You thought I was confusing Marisa Tomei with Joe Pesci?
what women want.
They're easily confused. Definitely.
Oh, dude, Wild Hogs, bro. Oh my god, I loved her in Wild Hogs. That was fucking great.
Yeah, and that was right before The Wrestler.
Oh yeah, 2007. Yeah, you're right. And then Crazy Stupid Love, loved her in that. The big, she was.
Most recently, she's been, she was, what was her name?
Aunt May in
May.
the Spider-Man series, yeah. Which she was great, obviously. I loved her, but I did love how Disney was finally like, we're tired of having literally some grandma as Aunt May because she's always like a 70-year-old woman in every single like movie and cartoon interpretation, and they're like, nah, let's make her into a fucking cougar, essentially.
She was on As the World Turns, a soap opera in the early 80s.
Yeah, I think a lot start like that.
Especially back then.
I can't remember what like the other movie is that she was known for because I remember in Seinfeld, George's Susan kept getting jealous. Like like, oh, my cousin Minnie, and then she's watching another one, and it's like, oh, do you have a thing for Marisa Tomei? But I can't remember what the other movie she kept referring to was.
She was also in Chaplin,
92.
the Charlie Chaplin movie with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
Didn't know that existed.
yeah.
Really?
I didn't know about it, but I never like looked into it or anything.
Does he play Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a biopic.
Was that before his comeback, right? 92?
No, yeah, way before.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was drugged out at this point.
Yeah. Man, I wish I got to party with
I think Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was his first movie back from his like going sober and everything
okay.
like that.
Depending what year that came out, because I know like Iron Man was obviously like
That was 08, and the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was like 05.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Yeah, that was the
that's
start
probably,
of it.
Yeah, that was probably it then. Yeah.
Tropic Thunder.
Right.
Might
Yeah,
have
it was a
been
little bit
before
later.
Iron Man.
No, it was out there.
Was it?
I want to say it was out there. Iron Man. Yeah.
I think it was. I don't know. It was both
It
Pretty
was definitely
close.
around the same time, but I want to say Iron Man came out before. I could be wrong, but I want to say that's kind of the timeline of things.
Also in Iron Man. Isn't Mickey Rourke in Iron Man?
The second one.
Iron Man 2,
Iron
okay.
Man 2,
Who's
yeah.
Daddy?
I really haven't seen a lot of Mickey Rourke movies. The only thing now this, but and then Expendables, right? Like
He was probably
I think
probably
he's-
in one of them.
Yeah, I think he was in a couple of them, but yeah, I really haven't seen him in a lot. Iron Man 2, this, and Expendables.
Yeah, that's why I like when I think of Mickey Rourke, I just think of the wrestler.
Okay, for sure.
And also just the plastic surgery too.
Right, yeah.
A little bit of a mix.
Okay, yeah, he
This
was
is
in
the pre-plastic surgery.
The Pope of Greenwich Village. I've heard that's a really good movie.
Oh, he was in Body Heat. We were
Yep,
talking
yep,
about that.
Body
Yeah.
Heat. He's not the lead though.
No.
Yeah,
Half Weeks. That's a big one.
he was the mobster dude in Buffalo '66.
Right,
The
yeah,
reason that he gets sent to prison
Yeah,
for.
I do remember that. Yeah. But yeah, man, he was cool. I mean, he was fucking fantastic in this movie. Honestly.
This movie is a great lesson if you're trying to make a movie and try to save a lot in the budget. You just really rack your brain to find who's like an actor that needs to come back that hasn't come back yet. They'll take a small paycheck.
I just wonder if Darren, when he was thinking about casting or whatever, and he's like, "Who looks like a washed-up wrestler?" Essentially,
Mickey Rourke.
who like never let go of the dream, and he's like, oh, "Mickey Rourke."
It's perfect.
Yeah, I guess
honestly.
it's
It's
like
perfect
that for
casting.
sure. I mean, like the thing said is he always had Mickey Rourke in mind for the character. So
This movie feels
That's
like
it.
it's a biopic about a character that never actually existed because it's
Right,
like
that's
so
a good-
realistic.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like a real story about real tragedy about a real person. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
like there's nothing that is unbelievable about it.
There was some stuff where I like, because obviously he kind of like, he really did have a name for himself at one point. I mean, he was in a video game, like he had action figures and stuff like that. So I was I kind of want to know more about how come he never made it to the big time, I guess, or if he did, like what made him like not stay in the picture essentially. But
Probably just got old,
Yeah.
like anything, you know.
Hey,
I
where's
don't know, but there's a
the
lot of
Even
some
Hulk
wrestlers do
Hogan-
get old, you know.
Even Hulk Hogan faded out of the WWF
Yeah, he has to
spotlight,
sell
and then that's when he
beer.
went to WCW.
he
Yeah,
has to sell beer at Walmart now? Hulk Hogan. He can't
Yeah.
wrestle anymore.
The American Made.
oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
Stone
forgot
Cold
about
Steve
that,
Austin's
yeah.
kind of doing that too.
Well, he's
you know?
also living
got
off
his
that
beer.
He's living off that lawsuit money. So
yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
as long as he
dude.
doesn't blow through that, he's gonna be perfectly fine. But knowing him, I mean, he might blow through it. Who the fuck knows? But
Yeah, when he runs for president.
but then maybe it'll be
Hogan.
Idiocracy, and he really becomes, you know,
Right, yeah, he'll be President Camacho.
essentially.
President Hogan.
That's my president, you know. Oh man, so this fucking movie, dude. There was moments where I was like happy seeing Mickey Rourke's character, like in the beginning, just him being happy, like, you know, he's still in it. He's got a lot of like, it seems like he has like a lot of friends, whatever, and everything. But man, dude, when we get to the scene where he's it's like an event to meet wrestlers or whatever. You know, you can take a picture with them, you can
Yeah.
get autographs or whatever and stuff like that. And you see like one dude is just straight up asleep because he's either old or no one's coming to pay him a visit or whatever.
Right.
No one wants his autograph.
Yeah, it's in this crappy little rec center.
Yeah, it's
or
definitely a rec center.
something.
You can tell it's like a rec center or something, or like a kid, like a
Yeah.
local gymnasium,
And
essentially.
they just all looked washed up. Like,
Yeah,
they're
and-
buff but fat, kind of.
yeah, they're either like
same time.
buff, fat, old, or even crippled. One guy was like in a
Right,
wheelchair.
yeah.
I
Wheelchair. I
remember that.
think you saw a guy with a I forgot forgot what they're called, but like the piss bag that you know.
Oh yeah, like the colostomy bag.
I almost thought that was an
Yeah,
ankle monitor for a second.
How was that?
I almost thought that was an ankle monitor for a second.
That's a crazy looking ankle monitor. Yeah, dude. When I saw the bag with like the pee, I was like, oh shit, dude. Like, yeah, that's fucking.
You never played World of Warcraft before? That's how you play.
No.
The bag of pee strapped to your leg.
I played a trial for like 2 hours once, and that's about it. But yeah, man, that scene, man, that was kind of rough to watch, honestly. Now that I think about it, I was like, fuck, man, just seeing all these people who were just like, they just gave up their entire bodies and lives to wrestling, and you can see the aftermath of it, you know, essentially. Also, shout out to Judah Friedlander just randomly making an appearance on there. Bro, I started that hat.
That hat makes him another person.
Yeah,
a whole
dude.
Completely different person.
Dude, I always give Superman shit for the whole Clark Kent, you know,
The
disguise.
glasses,
Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, glasses, and that's essentially. Well, they always say that, like, oh, he has like different mannerisms or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's still bullshit though, or whatever. But dude, I didn't spot Judah Friedlander right away without the hat. I had like heard his voice, and I was like, that sounds so familiar. And then you were already about to bring it up. You're like, is that? I was like, yeah, it fucking is. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
It's a
remember
hard catch.
I remember he's in the movie, but I can never remember what his character is. And then I'm like, oh wait, there he is.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, that fucking hat, dude, it really does make a difference. It's kind of crazy, honestly. But yeah, dude, that scene, kind of one of my favorite scenes because it shows a lot in such a little bit of time. But God, man, it is a rough watch.
Yeah.
Honestly, I get it, you know. I mean, I was having a tough time watching it. Imagine Mickey Rourke's character like being there, like looking around. He's like, "Fuck this! Like, this can't be me," you know,
Right,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Like
But
this
he's
is me
him.
now, but I
And
can
he
get out of this.
seems younger than the other guys too.
Yeah.
Like the other guys definitely seem a little bit older than him, like more past their prime, so
Yeah.
more beaten down.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely been better shape than most of them, obviously. But yeah, dude,
This
that
point of
was
the movie,
rough.
he's like dancing with the idea of fully retiring and stuff, and he can't really quite decide if he wants to or not.
Yeah, 'cause
Right?
that was
This was after the heart attack.
That was after
so-
the heart attack, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, well, I think my favorite scene probably from the movie is right after the death match scene, like where he's getting attended to by the medics. Like they're like picking glass out of his back, and then it cuts to the scene where he's getting thrown through like the pane of glass.
yeah.
Like it shows them fixing a certain wound, and then it shows like how it cuts to how it happened in
Yeah.
the match. I thought that was pretty cool. I just
Yeah,
like
that was
that little
cool.
like back and forth.
It was
thing.
interesting because like it literally just went from it said like 14 minutes ago. Like it wasn't even like a while ago. It was like literally just happened. It
Right,
just
yeah,
decided,
yeah.
like we're gonna have a flashback to 14 minutes ago. Yeah, but the back and forth was cool. And then oh my god, I fucking loved when he throws whatever that other wrestler's name is. I forgot the guy in the death match. He throws him into the crowd and he puts like the trash can over him, and he's about to beat on it with I don't think it was a crutch with the barbed wire. I think it was
I think
something
it's like a chair or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like that guy's like, hit him with my leg, and then like he takes off his prosthetic leg, and everyone's like, use his leg, use his leg. Dude, like you can tell he's like such a pro because he like grabs it. He's like, all right, he's looking at it, and then he's like, he like raises it.
The
up,
crowd
and
is literally chanting, "This is what they want. Let's give it to them."
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I love that scene, dude. I thought that was so fucking funny. I was, like that dude, like and that was real, right? That dude was just like, dude, the fucking Ram used my prosthetic leg during a death match, you know? I thought that was so sick. Yeah, but that scene had me cracking up, honestly.
Sold on eBay right after that.
That death match was crazy though. Like I get it. Like yeah, that's when I saw the crutch with the barbed wire around it.
Right, yeah,
I
it's just-
immediately thought like, is this like fucking like Dead Rising or something? Like you're just like
Yeah.
literally putting random like items together to make a fucking weapon.
Yeah, his opponent hits him with a like a 2x4 with a 10-gallon water bottle
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the fuck that
like,
was,
It's just like
yeah.
taped to it, and he's just like whacking him on the back with it. Like it's literally Dead Rising or something
Yeah,
where,
dude,
where you just customize your weapons.
I remember when I saw him like whacking with it, I couldn't tell what it was. I was trying to fucking figure it out. I didn't
It's literally
realize.
like a post with an empty like 10-gallon water thing at the top, or like a 5-gallon water thing at the top.
That's funny. Yeah. I love all that. Yeah. There was like whatever thumbtacks all over the place. There was like glass that they were like, or mirrors that they were throwing each other into. And then the staple gun was a nice touch, or the stapler, not a staple gun.
Yeah, no, it was a staple gun. Yeah,
it was a staple gun. Oh, okay, yeah. Holy shit, man! When he like staples the $5 to his own face or whatever, I was okay. I didn't understand if his character was supposed to be Jewish or if he was Jewish, because
I don't know. Yeah, he looks kind of. Bentley said Amish. I could see that.
I can sort of see that too. Actually,
he's got the big beard and.
Was that his character, Necro Butcher?
Necro Butcher, yes.
Okay. By the ring name Necro Butcher. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think he is Jewish.
Oh,
kind of looks it. Yeah. I guess he's got the curly hair.
Maybe I'm just racist. I don't know. I saw the $5 and made an assumption. Yeah, dude. Yeah. But I did like what you when you brought up that they were in the locker room and they're like patching him up and stuff. Because damn, dude, some of those gashes look like that gash he had on his abdomen. Right. Like that shit look deep. Like I don't think it's supposed to be that deep. You know, I was like, holy shit. And then yeah, just all the little things that they were doing to him, or trying to fix him up. Yeah, and I was just like, bro, this is real to a lot of people, you know, especially like in the smaller circuits or whatever,
right? Yeah,
because they really have to show out to get people to come.
Yeah, doing that shit every night for like a $200 payday.
Oh,
if they're lucky.
Yeah.
Because you're doing shit for the back of the audience too when you're like that. Whereas with like WWE, it's like the cameras are right on you, so you don't have to go as big. But
right,
I feel like with like those like circuit wrestling
play
things,
to the crowd a lot more.
Yeah, play to the crowd way more.
You have to make
be way bigger.
Yeah, because they all rely on the just like the tickets. They don't get a TV deal like
there is no TV deal, right? Yeah, man. I know, dude. It's pretty. I feel like anyone who wants to be a professional wrestler should watch this.
Yeah,
you know,
this is like the wrestling movie, probably.
Yeah, it's a very like what do they call it?
Cautionary tale.
There we go. Thank you. I was thinking something tale, but I couldn't think of the fucking first word. So thank you for that. Yeah, man. It's definitely like a cautionary tale. Like I know, like I think like baseball has something like that. Like that movie, like Sugar, right? Isn't that supposed to be like a super accurate thing about going from like the minors to the majors or whatever? It's like a cautionary tale, but I know it's like
right. It's more because that one's more about a like an Dominican like international player like coming to play in America. Yeah, but I haven't seen that one.
Did you say something about that they like show that movie to international players or something?
I think so. Yeah. I think that at one point they did the minor league baseball. Showed that to international players coming in to
so something like that. I can really like, bro, like anyone who's thinking about actually joining wrestling, like don't watch WWE. Go watch the wrestling or go watch Iron Claw. Holy shit,
that was Shakespearean tragedy.
But did you see that one, Billy? Were you here when I watched that? Oh man, that's another.
That movie's just like just the most horrifying movie of all time. That movie's more scary than any horror movie that's ever existed.
God, dude, I've seen some depressing movies in my day, then that's definitely on there.
Yeah, and it's for the most part all true. So obviously they dramatize a lot of that stuff, but
it's even apparently that movie has way more shit that goes on too. Because I think there's like an extra brother that dies. Yeah, they don't even cover.
Like that's how tragic it is that they couldn't even address all the deaths. Dude, they're like, fuck. No one's gonna believe that 5 of the 6 or whatever fucking died or whatever the number is. You know.
If you think about it, a lot of the wrestling movies are pretty tragic. We would need a lot more Nacho Libres out there. You know what I mean?
Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, Ready to Rumble. Yeah. Is that one tragic? I haven't seen that one.
No, that's a straight up comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Yeah, we should watch that one actually sometime.
I was thinking about putting that one on my list to watch. You know,
I haven't watched it since I was a kid, but my brother RJ knows my brother, and he quotes that movie all the time.
Yeah,
goes, I will rule you.
Jimmy King.
It's not boxing. Yeah. It's wrestling.
It's wrestling. Yeah. Everyone thinks because of the game, the N64 game,
Ready
which was one of my favorite fighting games.
Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, so I'm reading here on the wiki page for The Wrestler that Nicolas Cage was apparently in talks to play
Randy the Ram?
Yeah. Oh, what? But he pulled out a month later, and then Mickey Rourke replaced him.
Wow. Okay.
So I think that would have been an insane, crazy role for me.
Yeah, he would have been a different type of wrestler. I feel like. Is he
Right.
skinny? He couldn't. I don't know.
I don't know. I think he still could have bulked up a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I think he could have done it, but we definitely would have got a different kind of character for
yes,
sure.
for
Yeah,
sure. I feel like
yeah.
he would have been a lot more animated and like crazy and.
I love the whole like going from like whispering to yelling for no, like there's like no volume control to Nicolas Cage's performances. But yeah, I think Nick Cage would have been great, but yeah, I think we definitely would have got a completely different take on the Ram. That would have been pretty cool, honestly. That would have been sick.
Yeah, because Mickey Rourke definitely played it like a real person, like.
Yeah, dude. Again, dude, man, the whole thing just felt so real, man. Like I could truly believe that is the story of a lot of wrestlers, who, gave up not only their body but their life. And we saw like, he has a daughter who's probably like at this point, what, like early 20s or something like that.
Yeah, going to college.
Yeah, she was like I think in college or something. So she's probably like early 20s, late teens, and he hasn't seen her in whatever. He's like, oh, she doesn't want to talk to me because I kind of just was never there, just kind of left her alone a lot and blah, blah, blah. And so not only did he give up his body, but he gave up his life and his fucking lifespan, to be a wrestler. I was hoping that he's going to fucking make it, essentially.
And he admitted that, like, yeah, I basically tried to pretend you didn't exist because I was so focused on my wrestling, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, you can tell he sacrificed his whole entire actual life to do the wrestling thing.
I feel like it's like people who try to make it like as a rock star, like, oh, we're just like one show away from really blowing up. There's gonna be a scout or whatever. There's gonna be a talent agent somewhere in the crowd eventually, and they're gonna see what I have to offer.
He probably blew up as much as he could. Like not every wrestler can be like the Hulk Hogan or Stone Cold. Where's
that's like the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like where's the Miz or whatever gonna be in
Yeah.
like 20, 30 years? Like. Yeah, I mean, he's great and everybody likes him and everything, but like everybody has, I don't know. Everybody has
things like wrestlers, professional athletes, and rock stars and stuff. It's unfortunately like the modern day equivalence of it is OnlyFans people, where we like girls like see like, oh, this chick makes fucking 6 to 7 figures for fucking just like whatever, selling nudes in her bowl or whatever. And I'm like, bro, that's like the top percent of the top percent. Like you're not just gonna be the top percent of you're not gonna be whatever, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, whatever. You'll probably be, I don't know, RJ. Give me a wrestler who just kind of like had a moment and then just kind of faded out. Like,
oh, bro, you're putting me on the spot. Now.
Yeah,
I just can't think of
Jericho, I guess, but he didn't really phase out.
He's still going to this day, dude.
But like he was the guy in the 2000s. He was like the Millennium Kid. Or was that what his title was?
You know a lot of baseball too, so I would say like maybe like a baseball player or something who's like everyone thought he was gonna be the shit, and then he comes to the pros and like, oh, never mind. He was hot for like a season and then just kind of whatever faded into obscurity.
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, whatever. Yeah,
I'm just being put on the spot.
Yeah, just stuff like that. That's like kind of the modern day equivalent. Like everyone just sees like the top of the top and be like, that can be me, but they don't see like the other 99% who are just either get forgotten or had a moment, but it didn't last very long.
What's his name? Matt Foley, right?
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley. Yeah.
Even Mick Foley, like I bet he like his life is probably pretty boring in real life, but he has like such a spectacular career. He's basically god of the wrestling world, but I bet his real life is just fucking this like sits on the TV.
I don't know what
and
he
watches.
does now.
He's a big family guy.
Oh yeah. Okay. His tale almost seems like one of the best because like he's like one of the most famous wrestlers ever. Like his multiple personas or whatever. And then I mean I know he had his health issues just like almost like any other wrestler did at that point, but he seems like okay now, being like a family guy or whatever.
Dude, with all the shit he did, I'm surprised he's like not
everyone can be like wrestler turned movie star like fucking John Cena and The Rock or whatever. Most of them just kind of I don't know do their own thing or stick in WWE and just be more of a like Triple H, right? Like
you can become a lifer.
Yeah,
even if it's not wrestling, it's just all behind the scenes shit. There's plenty of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Plenty of stuff for them to do. So yeah, if you get in good with them, you become a lifer.
Yeah,
they're always there.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, I just think everyone just looks at the 1% and not the rest essentially, the other 99.
Yeah, this character is definitely someone who got close, probably. I feel like, but like just never quite like hit Hulk Hogan levels or anything.
Yeah,
so.
again, that's what I wanted to know. Like, I was like, damn, like I really wanted to know what happened to this guy. Like, what made him not make it to the big times, or if he did, why didn't he stay in the big times? Like, what happened? But they didn't really address that.
I think it's just like the time and age, because it's 20 years before that he was in this big match with the Ayatollah that they're doing a rematch for now.
Right.
You know, because I know they drew inspiration from Jake the Snake Roberts.
Okay.
As like the wrestler for it. And he was really big in the 80s and 90s, but by this time, 2009, he was on everybody else's like next up death list, like pretty much. Like,
really?
Yeah, like anytime a new wrestler would die, it's like, oh, is it Jake the Snake Roberts? Like,
bro, that's so morbid.
Right? Yeah, no, it got to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. There's probably like some betting site that'll take that, like which ex-professional wrestler is gonna fucking croak next. Yeah, dude, that's fucking grim, honestly. Holy shit. But
yeah.
No, yeah, I can see that. But I guess because I keep thinking, like, oh, I wonder if he was, you know, because even wrestlers who were big like 20 years ago, like sometimes they do stick around, right? You know, they're still super well known. I mean, might be like super rich and famous, but they're not, you know, working at the deli counter at a fucking Kroger's or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, did he get to the point where like people knew him, like if he was Roddy Piper or if he was, you know, Hulk Hogan? No, I mean maybe not Hulk Hogan, right? Because he ended up doing like movies and shit. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to know a little bit more about his characters at his like peak, essentially. I just wanted to know a little bit more.
Hulk Hogan's movie career is nothing to talk about. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, one of these days we're gonna do.
Ninjas, bro.
We're gonna do what is it? Suburban
movie franchises of all time.
Suburban Commando or Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Nanny.
Mr. Nanny. There we go. That's the one. Else. Yeah.
Santa with muscles.
Ooh,
that's the critically acclaimed one.
Is he the sensei in Three Ninjas? Is that his role?
I think he's the villain.
I think he's the villain.
Hell yeah.
I think he's
Okay,
like the villain.
cool.
One of them for sure. Yeah.
Fucking Hulk Hogan. I mean, he had a reality show for a while. Hogan Knows Best.
Yeah, dude, that shit was awesome. I used to love that.
I actually did watch it. I hated reality TV, but I watched Hogan Knows Best for sure. I remember just his daughter, like, I don't know, she wanted to be like a DJ or something.
She wanted to be a singer. She actually like released albums.
Oh, she did, right? Okay,
Yeah. Remember that?
The only song I know by her that she did was a cover of "These Boots Are Made for Walking."
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That's fitting though, because that's Frank Sinatra's daughter who did that one.
The daughter?
Yeah, Nancy Sinatra.
I didn't know Nancy was
really?
the daughter. I some reason assumed it was his wife.
I think it's his daughter. Yeah,
okay.
It's classic.
She did country music? That's like a country
It's like a rock song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I think about the guitar, like, dun, 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 dun. Okay, I mean, I don't know.
Austin Powers, bro.
Austin Powers?
Yeah, the song. That's what I think of when I hear that song.
I don't remember the scene where they.
It's the fembots or whatever.
Oh, is that
and
the
they let the guns come out
Yeah.
with their boobs and they start shooting them.
Okay. I guess I forgot that.
It's like,
that was
ready, start walking.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay, yeah. I mean, back to this movie, man. Just like any other movie where you like, it's a real like down on the this like guy. There's like a moment of maybe things will be okay. Like his because he tries to go see his daughter. She doesn't really want to talk to him.
He really tries to do the real life thing. He retries.
Yeah,
man.
right.
He
Yeah.
makes an
Like,
attempt.
he goes back and she, you know, is willing to talk to him and stuff. They hang out. They're having a great time. You know. He gets Marisa to, you know, he gets Pam to go on a date with him or hang out with him at least, you know. I was like, damn, things are looking kind of good. He's actually enjoying his job at the deli or whatever.
Right, he's having fun with all the customers
Yeah,
in the deli
exactly.
counter.
Yeah, I love that. She's like, 2 big breast pieces. Like, yeah, that's what I want to.
Two
or
big
whatever. Yeah. So things are looking up. He looks like he's having a good time. Like maybe he can go without the whole wrestling thing. And then, bro, it's always like a snowball effect, right? Like one thing goes wrong, and then it just keeps like going from there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Pam rejects him for like another date, and then so he goes out, he meets some girl, he gets drunk and does blow with her.
Fucks her right there in the
Yeah.
bathroom. And
then he goes home and like crashes out for like 8 hours, and he wakes up and
He forgets his day, or like
forgets
the-
his
dinner
dinner
with
with his daughter, and then
Mhm.
his daughter's all mad at him, and and then his life just completely
Yeah.
unravels from there.
Yeah, and
he
then
quits his job
Yeah, and
and
the
like
next day he goes he's working at the deli or whatever, and finally someone recognizes him,
Right,
and that was like his final straw. He's like, I never wanted anyone to like recognize me here or whatever.
He basically punches the mandolin, the meat slicer.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, that's
The
fucking
thumb. He shoves his thumb in it.
There.
Oh, dude, that shit made me fucking cringe, man. I always hear like horror stories about that fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's like one of the highest leading workplace accidents is those fucking like deli slicers, man. That's just dangerous.
Definitely.
But yeah, man, it sucks, man. It was like a story as old as time where like, oh, things are looking up for now. And then it just fucking just goes downhill from there. And then he finally says, like, you know what? I'm going to do one last show or whatever.
Yep.
He was basically on a suicide mission. He was
Right,
like,
yeah.
Mhm.
I was reading in here that he what's his name? Aronofsky based it off of an old poem called The Clown.
Oh, okay. I
Um,
did see something about the clown. I would say just control F it if you can't immediately find it. There
Who
you
is
go.
this written by?
Charles Mingus song.
Oh, it's a song, yeah. An
Oh,
instrumental.
Charles Mingus.
Yeah.
An instrumental piece with a poem read over the music about a clown who accidentally discovers the bloodlust of the crowds and eventually kills himself in a performance.
God, Jesus, man.
Which, I mean, the movie is kind of left up to open interpretation at the end. You don't see the final outcome.
Yeah.
But he's having, like, legit having a heart attack in the match, and he goes to do his
Right.
his finishing move, and it just kind of cuts to black. So it's like, does he live or does he die? Does he essentially kill himself for in the bloodlust of the crowd? You know?
Yeah. Wow. That's really interesting. I gotta listen to this fucking whatever instrumental piece of the poem.
Is it off of the Let the Children Hear Music or whatever it's called? That album?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, this is Charles Mingus song, The
Charles
Clown.
Mingus.
The
That's
Clown.
that's all it really says.
He's one of my favorites.
Studio album by jazz bassist. and
That's the name of the album.
Charles
The-
Mingus.
the Clown.
Mingus. Oh, the Clown.
studio album by Charles Mingus. Oh, that's right.
Awesome.
Okay, yeah. I see it now.
That is a concept. You have like the Rolling Stones with it's just rock and roll to me or something, or like it's only rock and roll, but I like it. And he talks about killing himself on the stage for everybody. It's like,
Okay.
see how much you love it.
Dude, this scene is almost well, obviously because it came out later, a more modern interpretation of the fucking gladiator scene. He's like, are you not entertained? You know, but obviously it's not because he's trying to fucking kill himself or whatever. But man, dude, that final match was actually like a lot of fun to watch.
The wrestling scenes are awesome.
Yeah,
I
the
thought
wrestling scenes are
really
fucking badass,
They seem
dude.
very real. Like they look like real moves they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. It looks really, well done. Sometimes the camera looks like it's a little too close. You don't see like the full spectrum
At one
of
point
what's
I was like,
going
damn,
on.
he's like really in there with in the ring with
Yeah.
the guys. Yeah, I was
That's
like, this is,
probably just
up in
like
there, yeah.
a good editing tool, so they don't, they can cut out some of like the stunt guys like faces
Right,
or something,
yeah.
or
Or any
like
mistakes or something.
easy mistake, something like that.
I also love that they showed that the ref can be a part of this show. Like they'll
Right,
like
yeah.
randomly
They
mess
did
with
a
the
ref
ref or
bump.
whatever. Yeah, like I love like the ref like gets super into it. I was like, because like I don't know, they mess with him. He's like, respect the stripes. Like I swear that's what he's like, respect the stripes. But yeah, dude, yeah, that final battle was fucking cool. And then like you could tell like they were like a real like close knit community because even though they probably haven't seen each other in forever and it's been like 20 years since they wrestled each other. Like he kept asking him if he was okay. He's like, Ram, you okay, Ram? Like he even wanted to call it early. He's just like, we can finish it right now or whatever. Like we can go home. And then, but dude, yeah, he was just on a straight up suicide mission. And God, man, that movie, yeah, it's pretty grim, honestly. Like the end of this movie, but I don't know, man. It's just so well done, dude.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
So since you've seen this and Black Swan, do you see like the similarities in it between the two?
Okay, yeah.
The very grim ending where you don't know. I mean, I think it's more clear in Black Swan what it happens. I think she does die in Black Swan. Like,
Oh yeah, she's dead. Bro.
yeah.
She's dead.
This
yeah.
is a little bit more up to interpretation.
Yeah.
But
And it's the protagonist fighting against her age.
right, yeah.
Basically.
This
Yeah.
woman who's supposed to be like past their prime, who like
Yeah, because even though she's young, she's like old for a ballerina.
Right,
Essentially.
she-
She's basically like on her last. Like if she doesn't make it now, she's done.
Right.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of a nice comparison actually, and the whole. Yeah, man. There's something about like they're two performers who want to be the best or whatever, but just like anyone else, they only have like a limited amount of time, and they get a little bit of the spotlight, and she just wants to hold on to it for dear life, essentially. And we don't see him do it, but she was definitely more like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get there, essentially, or whatever.
I mean, you kind of see it in this movie too, because he's still doing the fucking steroids.
Right. Yeah. I guess I meant more like specifically like where he's really hurting himself. She was willing to like hurt others.
Okay.
So, like she was definitely willing to go like that length. But another really good kind of comparison is we see like the scene where he's like at that autograph signing, and you see like how fucked up his constituents are or whatever. That actually kind of reminds me of when Natalie Portman's character, she goes and visits the ballerina who just got fired or whatever, or just like got kicked off because she was like a little too old.
Isn't that Winona Ryder, or who is it?
I think it's Winona Ryder.
I think
Gina Gershon.
Yeah, I think it's Gina Gershon.
Maybe Winona plays the mom. I forget.
No, she wasn't.
Who Winona plays? She's in Black Swan.
Winona?
Yeah, she's in Black Swan.
Yeah.
Oh, I think she was. Wait,
I forget who she plays.
Wait,
though.
was she the?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have sworn she was the
Oh, you might be right. My bad. You might. Oh, it was right there.
Yeah, the older
I think you're right. Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I thought Gina Gershon.
Beth, the dying swan.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I got that one totally wrong. Yeah. So seeing her, and then we're like, she goes and visits her in the hospital, and then she just starts fucking like stabbing herself.
Right.
Yeah. So you see, what it means kind of to be at the end of this lifestyle or whatever, or this career. Yeah, man. That's yeah. Wow. I'm really starting to see the lines being drawn between the two. Honestly.
I'd say the main difference is Black Swan is like a competition between two people or whatever, and it's like they're trying to prove themselves competing against each other, whereas the wrestler, it's like just him kind of like facing his own like reality and just trying to like figure out like what his life is. But it's still like they're still trying to achieve greatness, and they're still trying to be the best they can be, but I guess it's for different reasons in each movie.
Definitely his
very similar.
Yeah, his is definitely more like a man versus self situation, where hers is like, I mean, it is like woman versus woman, but it is woman versus herself too, because she has to do a lot to really get into the point where she can be the Black Swan or whatever. Remember, because like, oh, you're too timid, you're too innocent, and she's like, her fucking bedroom looks like a little kid's room. Like she has to like grow up essentially, and she has to like force her own grow up. But I can really see the lines being drawn between the two movies, which is actually pretty cool, honestly. And where like Black Swan is definitely more like of a psychological thriller, and this is just drama, I guess. Just drama, I guess. But fuck, man, yeah, both fantastic, honestly, in their own right.
Yeah, if you like wrestling, the scenes in this movie are so accurate to what wrestling is.
Yeah.
Like whether it's WWE or the
every wrestling fan has probably seen this movie
Oh, yeah.
already, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is called The Wrestler, for God's sakes.
Right.
But yeah, dude, there should definitely be like a cautionary tale for fucking people who actually want to get into the industry.
And there's so many people who don't understand what wrestling is because they're like, oh, it's all just fake. Oh, they're just all doing fake stuff. But there's like so much. And like they're actually fucking throwing each other. So this movie does a good job at like acknowledging like what the real fucking wrestling actually is.
Like
it's choreographed or like predetermined and stuff, but they're still taking like the falls. And
Some of it's improvised, probably a little.
Right,
yeah, bro, jumping out the top row, fucking hurting. Like, I mean, people get hurt, bro. Like the fucking damage done to these guys' bodies.
Yeah, there's that scene in the strip club where he's going over his scars. He's talking to Pam, and he's like, "You see this right here on my bicep? Billy Bob Joe hit me with the 2x4 with a loose nail in it, tore my bicep, and." In 1987 at the Honda or at the Civic Center in Orlando, I got thrown over the top rope and broke my clavicle. And
Billy Bob Banjo.
Billy Bob Banjo.
Right.
There you go. I remember it was a wild name.
Billy Bob Banjo.
I remember you chuckled there when he said that.
I like the idea of having a wrestler with a banjo, like hitting a guy, has like a piece of straw in his mouth.
Definitely been a fucking wrestler with like that kind of motif.
Probably, there's been guitar for sure, but.
Yeah. Oh, that also reminds me. Like, I love in his like first like wrestling match that we see. He like cuts up that little piece of razor blade or whatever.
Yeah, he shows the blading.
Yeah, he like tucks it in his like bandages so he can like cut open his forehead later. later. Just stuff like that. Like I love the little like details of how like a wrestling production is done.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the cat's out of the bag. It's like WWE has like acknowledged that it was fake or predetermined, whatever, at the time of this movie coming out. But if it was something that came out like 10, 20 years earlier, it would have been like exposing everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
like this, I'm sure this is still probably a lot of mainstream audiences first exposure to like how the inner workings of the wrestling business go and stuff. But it's still cool to see.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude. Yeah, I just love because like I mean I grew up wrestling, but I really didn't know like how they fake this or that. So seeing like little bits and pieces of that was pretty cool, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot. But I love the scene where they're he finally gets her to go to the bar with him or whatever, and they're like it gets kind of quiet, and then fucking Round and Round by Rat plays. Like I love his like Ricky Rourke singing. It's just so like round and round, like it's so like raspy but trying to be high pitched at the same time.
There's a couple scenes where he yells something or he says something really loud and his voice almost cracks.
Yeah. He's definitely not used to it or whatever. And then they start fucking talking shit about it, like the 90s fucking sucked.
Like Kurt Cobain, that pussy. He ruined hair metal for us all.
Yeah. I didn't like the 90s slander, but they're a bunch of old heads. Like, I get it, I get
Makes sense if you're a hair metal guy.
Yeah.
That's this guy's shtick. All his songs are hair metal in this car. He's always listening to
stuck in the 80s.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
If you grew up in the 70s and the 80s, you probably do think the 90s. Or that's like the beginning of the end for like a bunch of shit.
Right.
Probably, yeah.
That's a good point that he's stuck in the 80s though, because he still has the NES hanging out under his
Super
TV. He never upgraded to like an Xbox or a
yes.
GameCube. He's always just 80s,
Yeah, 80s, dude, yeah.
His whole like apartment's kind of stylized. Like it's kind of
Wait, was it an NES or a Super Nintendo?
I think it was an NES.
An NES.
It was an NES.
Yeah,
Big
makes sense,
man. Yeah, holy shit. That's crazy.
This guy does not want to like live in the modern era. It's all hair metal, NES, and wrestling.
So, I mean, I don't know if it's good to talk about the final scene now, but you know how we see, obviously, Pam, she's kind of goes like, fuck this about her job or whatever. Like, I'm going to go see Ram. And she kind of can tell what's happening. Like, no, he shouldn't be doing this or whatever. Like, do you think she went to like go stop him, or do you think she just wanted to actually go watch him? And then and then when she got there, she kind of realized like, oh, this is gonna kill him. Because you see, like at one point, like she's watching the match, but then he looks up and she's not watching it.
Well,
anymore.
she leaves literally right after the start of the match.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's right after they lock up. They do like a couple chops, and then she turns around and walks away. So it's not even after he's starting to feel the effects of the match.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So I think she literally just went to try to stop him, and then like once the match actually started, it was like, okay, there's no turning back now. Like,
and she probably knew it was going to end badly, which is why she didn't want to see it to the end. Because
right.
he didn't really tell anybody. He told his daughter, he told her that he had a heart attack, but he was very like dismissive about it with everybody else. He's like, oh,
he really didn't tell anyone.
I just went to the hospital for a little bit, just kind of lost my breath. Yeah. So he was like hiding it from everybody else.
I wonder if people saw like the bypass scar on his fucking chest and was just like, oh, is that part of his character now? Like he had a fucking heart surgery or something.
Well, it goes back to like where you were saying he didn't really have like a lot of friends or anything outside.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure everybody in the wrestling business knew, because like when he went to the event, like Judah Freelander came up to him and was like, oh, I didn't think you were gonna make it. Like they heard you were in bad shape or whatever. And, and then when he had the heart attack, it was in the locker room of after the wrestling match. So it's like I'm sure the people there knew. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure they just didn't show it in the movie.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. But
he was definitely playing it down. He was definitely like, "Oh, it's just a little thing."
Right? Yeah. I'm cool.
I think she did go try and stop him, and then she kind of, like you said, saw the beginning of the match, and she realized like, "Oh no, he's trying to kill himself." Essentially, now I'm not going to be here for that.
Yeah,
like, I don't want to watch him kill himself.
Maybe I'll watch on YouTube when it's posted later.
It was like 2008, 2009, so that would be kind of around that time. And I was thinking like when he has his freak out scene at the deli counter or whatever, I was like, damn, good thing there wasn't fucking cell phone,
right?
camera phones back then, because that shit definitely would have gone viral. Like ex-wrestling star, the Ram, goes on Rampage at fucking your local Kroger's or whatever.
I love when he's walking down the aisle after like quitting. And he's
he's
like
just, like,
freaking out.
knocking shit out the shelf.
Yeah. And he throws an elbow at the tricks on the shelf. He throws an elbow at it, and I was like, oh, that got me really
Bro,
good.
that definitely had to be an homage to the Stone Cold Booking T.
Yeah.
The
supermarket fight. That was awesome.
That was definitely a reference to that for sure. But yeah, man. I did love with that. I noticed that part too when he elbow, not punches, not just like swipes it,
like the forearm, the elbow,
forearm, elbow, like the cereal. I'm like, bro, once a wrestler, always a wrestler, bro. Like, you can't. Those are his moves.
Is that a thing that every wrestler does, or is that just a Ram like thing?
No,
going
that's like
that?
a thing. Yeah,
That's a
It's
wrestler
just like,
move.
you know.
Yeah, they
Catching it, like
either through punches or the elbow or whatever.
And you stomp your foot, so you make that sound.
Right.
Dush, dush,
a little slap, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, the supermarket scene. Like, also, the part when he goes and sees the manager and he walks in and the dude's just watching porn in his office or whatever. Bro, I like how there was no hesitation, no embarrassment from the manager. He's like, you want to learn how to knock? I'm serious. Go do it.
Doesn't pause it, doesn't exit out of it, anything.
Bro, that man had no shame that he just got busted fucking watching porn at work, man. That shit was so fucking funny.
The guy
really
scummier.
makes him go outside. He's like, no, we're gonna do this right. Go outside and knock on the door. And then he does it and he just walks out. He doesn't even let him. He's just
Probably
all
still
right.
open on the screen.
Yeah.
At that point.
That shit fucking killed me, man. I like there's random comedy bits throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
My favorite one.
That guy was definitely one of the more comedic characters for sure. He was just always pissed off. He was way scummier than any of the people that worked in wrestling were, which you would think would be the opposite.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you said that he was more of a tyrannical leader than any wrestling promoter out there. You know, he has more troubles with the Ram, or the Ram has more troubles with him than any promoters.
Yeah, I wonder if that was kind of on purpose, or they wanted to show man, the wrestling community, these are good. It's all a bunch of guys.
Yeah, it's kind of
Once
wholesome.
you go corporate, you're a fucking asshole.
Kinda.
You know.
Well, I think it just also shows to the fact that the Ram and Robin are two completely different people, and the Ram's considered a god in his community in wrestling, but Robin as just a human being and
he's just
life,
kind of
he's
a
just
loser
he's
in a
just
way.
normal
He's
guy,
like-
loser almost.
He's
Yeah,
just
for a better
the
term.
potato salad slinger or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you could tell that manager was definitely a guy who
he got off on his power.
Yeah, he got a little bit of power at a fucking supermarket, and he thinks the shit. He's like, I make $35K a year or whatever with benefits, and he thinks he's the fucking shit.
what, you're gonna sit on guys' faces tonight or something?
I will say his jokes against his wrestling jokes are pretty fucking funny.
I need more hours. What do they raise the price of tights?
Oh yeah, that shit was pretty good. I think that guy was played by Todd Barry, right? Isn't he a comedian?
Yeah,
I feel like I've heard that name before.
I know I've seen him in a bunch of
Yeah, actor comedian. Yeah.
yeah, he's been a bunch of side characters or something, but I don't think I've ever seen him as a lead.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, his delivery was fucking great. I swear, I saw him and I was like, there's something about him that just seems so actual comedian. His timing was incredible. So that was cool. Yeah, that was really cool to see.
Probably one of the only comedic characters in the movie, I would say. I can't really think of any other people have funny lines and stuff, but he was definitely there for
no
the
one really was
relief.
funny, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, to say. Everyone had decent lines every once in a while, but yeah, he was just actually funny and an asshole, clearly, but mostly funny. Yeah. All right. I don't know. Final thought?
The last few movies we watched had a lot of stripping in it. I feel like private parts, stripping, or just naked.
Wait, you said
nudity.
wrestling movies?
A lot
or
of the
what?
movies we've watched recently.
Oh,
have had,
recently. Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. I mean,
Private
We
parts.
gotta tone it down, guys.
What was your
Of
last
course.
one?
I
Godzilla.
put Godzilla. There's
Yeah,
like
no,
no,
yeah, there
there's
wasn't
no
that.
nudity in that one.
Yeah.
Unless he called Godzilla being naked.
Double Indemnity. There wasn't
Yeah,
really
no.
any stripping.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Bro, you barely saw the girl's ankle.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I mean, she wasn't a fucking towel or whatever, I guess, but that's about
These
it.
are just the scenes I remember, all right.
Yeah. You're just flashbacking to the nudity scenes, but
Made me kind of want to watch Showgirls a little bit, honestly.
oh, your favorite.
One of my favorite movies.
Also, another comparison I could see there. The older. Because I think we were comparing Showgirls to Black Swan because it has kind of a
Right, okay.
similar vibe to it, where it was the older starlet trying to hold on to her fame,
It's like sabotaging the young, like up and coming person, kind of.
Right, yeah. It's definitely more similar to Black Swan than it is to The Wrestler, but I can kind of see the.
Showgirls is literally the story of Pam.
It's the prequel.
Yeah, dude. All this after that. This is what happens 10 years after the Showgirls. There's probably like a YouTube video about it, like how The Wrestler is the unofficial sequel to Showgirls.
The Wrestler, definitely one of the best movies of the 2000s, I would say. It's up there for sure.
Yeah, late
It's very
2000s,
unique.
yeah, 2008, 2009, whatever. It was great, man. I can't believe I waited this long to watch this.
Yeah.
It's always looked good, and I've always heard great things about it, but yeah, I just never watched it for whatever reason. But it's a great, whatever, sports movie, fucking cautionary tale, wrestling movie, whatever you want to call it. Just a great drama, too, like all around.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Final thoughts on The Wrestler?
I love it. It's been one of my favorites ever since the first time I saw it.
Did you watch it when it came out, RJ? Or
Yeah, not in theaters, but I watched it like when it came out. I remember I rented it from a Blockbuster on DVD.
oh, that really aged that.
Back in,
fucking-
like, yeah, it
that
was
statement.
Like 09 or something like that. It would have been the dying days of Blockbuster.
Yeah. Okay. I got
But
you.
yeah, I've watched it, I don't know, 5 or 6 times maybe since then, but I love it. Obviously, I love wrestling, so it's cool to have that representation in mainstream media.
Yeah.
And even though this is supposed to be a very dark and, like you said, cautionary tale about the wrestling business and stuff, but it's still cool to see it.
Yeah. I just looked up Darren Aronofsky's filmography real quick, and I mean the only movies I've seen of his are this and Black Swan. And
Right.
I love both of them.
He just did The Whale a couple years ago.
Right, which I heard. I think Brendan won an Oscar or Golden Globe for that. One of those two. I don't remember.
Yeah,
But-
Spirit Award or something.
Yeah, Requiem for a Dream. I've always heard about.
Yeah,
I've
I
never
always-
seen it.
I always hear that's a very critically acclaimed film.
Yeah, real tearjerker if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then that mother movie I heard was pretty wild. Like not a lot of people saw it apparently, but there's like a lot of
Like a psychological thriller. Or
yeah,
like
kind of
horror-
yeah.
horror
But someone
movie.
told me there's a lot of almost like biblical imagery to it. So there's like a lot of there's like a whole other like level to it.
Yeah, and then there's Noah, the biopic about Noah from Noah's Ark.
Okay, that he
Oh,
did.
is that Noah?
yeah, with
Really?
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, really. Oh.
Weird.
An epic biblical drama film.
Wow. Oh, Jennifer
They tried to do
Connelly
that
was
in the
Emma
20s.
Watson, Anthony
They tried to do that in the
Hopkins.
20s, and they made a Noah movie. I think it was directed by the guy who did Casablanca.
Are you
And-
talking about the Ten Commandments?
No, it's like the Noah's
it's
Ark
Noah?
movie from
Oh,
like the
never mind.
20s,
Oh,
and this is like before we had all the standards and practices to make movies. So they like had like thousands of extras, and they were just dumping gallons of water.
Yes, I have seen
like,
this.
over like a million, like probably hundreds of thousands of gallons of water on them, and like a couple of them died.
Yeah.
Because they were just drowning in this like studio that was like being flooded, and some of the fucking extras were like fucking John Wayne, a couple other people.
Oh,
other,
shit.
other big names.
Yeah, I just saw a video on this actually recently.
Yeah.
Because if you look back on it, like the acting looks so good from all the extras. It's because they're all fucking like just
Actually
swimming for the
drowning.
life, trying to survive.
Holy shit, man.
They were probably like, you know what? Only 2 people died. That's a pretty good take back then.
Back then, yeah. Dude.
we did pretty good.
Like they're probably like in the insurance contract was like you can't let more than 10 people die or whatever. They're like, oh guys, we gotta keep
keep it under the 6% quota.
We
Yeah.
gotta keep the deaths in the single digits, guys. You know, insurance is really riding our ass on this
We
one.
don't want the FCC on us.
Yeah. So my final thoughts on The Wrestler. Honestly, I think anyone can enjoy this movie, even if you're not a wrestling fan by any means. I think anyone could really appreciate just like the drama of it all and just
Probably
kinda,
the-
like the surrealness of it.
So I'd say if you don't like wrestling, you should be the first person to watch this movie, because you probably have this idea of like wrestling that it's fake and stupid and dumb, but like this will actually
Yeah.
give you a pretty good, solid. If you don't like wrestling, this might actually like kind of make you respect it a little bit.
At
Yeah,
least-
I can see that.
that's a good point actually. Yeah, at least like make you appreciate it a little bit more for sure. Like and what these guys go through and how much they give up to for this their craft essentially.
It's not just men in underwear play fighting.
Yeah,
It is that, but it's not just that.
Yeah, it's not just that,
yeah. But yeah, no, man, I love the cinematography. The fucking soundtrack was great, dude. There was so many.
Nothing but like 80s hair metal. It was awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. The music was badass. Fucking Marisa Tomei fucking looks banging. Also, some fucking great performance, and she's hot. I mean, there's nothing crazy about saying that. She wanted to let us know that she still got it, dude. She's like in her 40s, like I'm still hotter than these fucking bitches out here nowadays.
Good move, man.
Fucking did it. But yeah, I loved it, man. If I had to rate it, God, dude, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to keep giving movies 9s because I feel like I've been doing that a lot. But I'd probably give this movie like a solid 9, dude. I just enjoyed it all around, dude. Like, I didn't really have like complaints about it. And also, it just makes me want to know more about the Ram. Like, I wanted to see him like in his younger days, kind of see like his entire life, and I kind of like when a movie does that. It makes me want more, essentially. So,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
It'll be a Disney Plus series.
Oh God,
when it comes out. Pretty cool.
Young Ram.
Young Ram. It won't be about
Produced
a
by
rapper.
$7 Production, The Rock's production company.
Yeah. They're gonna make him a black woman.
There you go.
If it's Disney, they're gonna make him a black woman. But yeah, no, I fucking loved it, man. I think almost anyone can truly enjoy this movie just because, I mean, you don't even need to like wrestling. Again, you just need to enjoy a good movie with a great story and just incredible performances from each and every single person. And yeah, I loved it. Anyone else got some final thoughts on this?
Yeah, about the same. Yeah.
I'd say it's there's nothing I could say that like to improve it or anything. It's one of those like there's no actual perfect movie, but it is one of those movies where it's like
No notes.
there's no blemishes or anything. The acting is so perfect. The cinematography is very like creative and like engaging the whole time.
I think they definitely went the right route with the whole kind of just like raw footage.
One camera,
kind of
almost
like just a fucking single-handed camera.
Yeah, the cinematography was awesome. It's like right off the bat you notice it too, and they just stick with it. It's fucking just so great human movie,
Yeah.
full of humanity.
All right, guys.
You laugh, you cry, you might die.
This was The Wrestler by Darren Aronofsky.
A film.
A film.
Yeah,
a true
it is.
film.
It is a film.
It
for
is
sure.
a film. Yeah. And yeah, man, it's great. I'd say go watch it no matter what you like. As long as you like movies, you'll probably fucking like this movie, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This has been 3 Hacks in a Movie. I've been Emilio.
I'm Bailey.
And I'm RJ.
All right. Have a good night, y'all.